We'll have a window like for discussion. I mean, space for discussion, and you should like you will be asked to answer these simple questions. Like what is the potential of this idea? Is it a local level idea, regional level, or probably even international level idea? And how do you feel it can do? Can it get like bronze or gold and on international level, for example, something like that? Feedback like this. What could be done better in the case video or in idea or project even? Like what I mean, the team behind this project should change or improve or fix to make it even better. And in your opinion, what is strong about this idea? Like, what's the best part? What's the stronger part? So that's it. That's it.
Great.
So that I 7 cases. These questions after each, and that's pretty good. So and you will have, and Slava will lead the meeting as a host, and so everybody will have time to answer and to talk. And please, from my side, I would ask you to be, because I know like you are very polite and nice people, all of you, try to share like your thoughts, like what you truly think about it, okay? Because it will help guys, creatives to really improve their works. I mean, in a polite manner, of course, but truth, because we had this experience last year. We did the same roster talks, and we had also like just as you amazing judges, but I think they were probably too polite, too kind for the cases. But anyway, I think we are ready. If you're ready, we can start. No?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, Taras, can you probably start the live and tell me, please, Taras, who will switch the cameras or presentation mode and speaker mode? I should do it or you will do it? I can do it. Okay, let's try. For example,
first, I will talk a bit in the beginning also about who are today with us, some of the names. And, okay.
So now I show to everybody Slava, right? So the Slava is in the main camera, right?
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay, so I can do it. Great. Again, presentation. And Trust, please tell us when we'll be live.
Kostya, but you start couple of words, yeah? When we are live, you start.
Sure.
And then me. Yeah, okay.
Where is the... You're on mute. We don't know if you're live or not. Please tell us. You're live. Okay. Thank you so much. Great. Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, my name is Kosta Schneider. I'm president of Art Directors Club in Ukraine, and today with us, great team of great people, I would say. Laura, Rodrigo, Mariana, Eduardo. Please, you can introduce yourself. By the way, probably it would be even better. But before this, I just want to thank you. I mean, it is really important for the whole Ukrainian industry to have such great creatives with so amazing background and experience with us, helping Ukrainian industry to creative industry to grow. I really mean it. It's very important for us, and thank you being with us today. So, Laura.
Sure. Hi, I'm Laura. I'm ECD in Sachi, Romania. I'm also a member of the Romanian ADC club, so this is amazing for me, and I can't wait to see the work. I already saw it, but to talk with you about it.
Great. Eduardo.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eduardo. I don't think I'm the only Brazilian here in the meeting. There is another one. I'm from Brazil, but I live in Amsterdam, Chief Creative Officer of Publicis Group. And I'm excited to see the work. Yes, of course, we would love to help and be as much honest as possible. By living in Amsterdam, where everybody's very direct and transparent, well, I hope I will be not Brazilian today. I will be very Dutch. So count on me.
Mariana.
Yeah, hi, I'm Mariana Pelufo. I'm from Argentina. I work with Slava long time ago when I was living in Panama. Now I'm in the US. I'm a executive creative director in a independent agency that is called Sweet Pekin. And I'm also part of the creative Hispanic circle here in the US. And I'm really happy. This is my second time here. So thanks a lot for inviting me, and I'm really excited about what we are going to discuss today.
Even experiencing this roasted also, right? Yeah, great. Rodrigo?
Hello, everyone. I'm the another Brazilian in the room. I'm living in Dubai for the past 9 years. Today I am the executive creative director globally from the brand Nivea, Publicis Vantage. So I take care of from Brazil, Australia. I met Costa in the jury room in Cannes, judge the Industria Craft. And I'm super happy, and Costa know how passionate I am to discuss and talk about ideas. So I'm very glad to be here and try to contribute and help you guys.
Thank you, Rodrigo. And today, the host of this meeting will be Slava Denis. Slava, I probably will pass the word to you.
Yeah, 1 minute, maybe less introduction. Thank you very much for joining us. We are doing it for the second time. And I can tell you that we are eager to do it again, because last year it was a lot of different discussions on cases, and the jury changed one case absolutely incredibly, and the case won the prize that was awarded in Cannes after being changed after Rosteto. So I was surprised myself and absolutely happy. So I hope we will repeat it. But just to start, I want to tell you a bit about the historical and social context we are in, just for you to understand what is Ukraine now. It's 3 years after the war started, and phrases like I will send you email after they stop bombing, it's absolutely common. No one even pay attention to it, just for you to understand and imagine it. Or I will write you not now because I'm in a shelter now. That's what I hear. I cannot do it now because we don't have internet or electricity. Just for you to remember and imagine when we will be looking at these cases. And the sad part, the saddest and horrible, that we're losing our friends. One of our members, Vitaly Kokoshko, was killed on front line recently. And exactly in the day when we had 3 years of war started, and it just I cannot describe you my feeling. It's impossible to describe. Yeah, so that's the situation we are in. So that's important just to understand and a bit maybe see it with our eyes too, what's going on. That's my introduction, and thank you again for joining us. We can start, Kostya, I think, yeah, with case number 1. We can see it and then discuss it, and yeah.
We are waiting for you to share, right?
Sorry, you can see the presentation? I don't share it or what?
I
Can't
see.
display the presentation. For me,
You can see it.
I can't.
Yeah.
I am the only
Okay.
one that can't, or everybody can?
Yeah, I can. We can. Yeah. So maybe.
I will try to reshare it.
Yeah.
Do you see the presentation now?
Yes.
Well, I can't. So maybe the problem on my Teams, I can take a look at the link you sent. Which one is the first one that you guys are watching?
Can you, Eduardo, can you use the desktop version of this of Teams application? Desktop or mobile version of Teams?
You're sharing like a YouTube video, you're sharing something else.
Yeah, we have YouTube for stream, but here in Teams we have this presentation on the screen for everybody, so you can just see it in Teams and watch videos in Teams. No?
Let me
Is
try
it possible it's a view thing? Maybe it's in another window, or if you can see just us, maybe it's sharing in somewhere else. Is it possible?
Guys, sorry, is the first time I can be interact with the video. So when I press, I play. When I press, I pause. You guys are, I don't know, like it's not to be shareable, but I can control the presentation. So
Yeah, everybody
this is the
can
idea.
control it. Yeah, because no, it's not an idea, but it's just a function of this Teams. Anyway, so everybody can see the video, right?
Yes.
Not
the video links. Yes, I can't see the presentation, but probably the problem is mine. I think it's my computer is really very new. I installed Teams like last week, so it's probably my problem. So I can check the link. Just let me know which case it is, and I will check.
Yeah, Kostek, if you can tell what the case. So
yeah, okay, yes. It's I think it's a first one. Yeah, it's a glass shelter.
Glass shelter. Okay, I'm gonna watch it now.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, okay, right. And I will play it here. Okay, I see that there are many reports that there is no sound. Okay, we can hear it, right? But there is no sound on YouTube stream. Okay, great. We can try to fix it now. 1 second. Taras, can you share this presentation?
Kosta, if everyone saw it, maybe we can discuss and then just see it again.
I think it's very important also for the audience on YouTube stream to see the case properly,
Okay.
like with the sound. So yeah. Sorry for these technical issues. I mean, it's as usual. Shit happens. Yeah, Taras, please. So we can try what? I should play it from the beginning, or you will? Okay.
This year, recorded attacks on LGBTQ+ people in Ukraine have doubled and might grow. It happens because there is no criminal liability for hate and intolerance crimes. And the proper bill has been pending in Parliament for 3 years. Bill number 5488. These 3 years, all Ukrainians are unsafe due to Russian invasion. Every day they go to shelters that protect them from missiles. Even kids know that shelters must be reliable and made of concrete. But the LGBTQ+ community has no such protection. So we created a glass shelter that can't protect anyone, as far as the Bill 5488 is adopted. A 3 by 5 meter concrete wall resembles a real shelter, as other transparent walls highlight the absence of real protection for anyone who suffers from intolerance because of their gender, origin, or religion. Launching the installation, we invited human rights activists and assaulted victims to tell their story. All visitors could sign an open letter to Parliament demanding the adoption of the bill.
Він повинен обов'язково бути підтриманий, розглянутий. І тут велика роль буде саме в комунікаційних кампаніях.
People and media have actively supported the initiative. Because everyone in Ukraine must be protected.
Yeah, and now if the case is clear, we can discuss. First of all, we're interested in or if idea has a potential and what level is it, local, regional, international. If I can ask Eduardo to start with what do you think would be good?
All right, I can start, no problem. I think it's a very interesting idea because you are using the protection theme that everybody knows in the world that is needed in Ukraine around the war that's happening right now. But it's not only the citizens that are in trouble, but there are some minority groups that are in trouble as well. So I think the tension is nice. The insight is interesting. And the shelter, creating a new one for this minority group is very, very insightful. The questions for me are, what are the real results, right? For now, they're saying there is some impressions impact in terms of awareness, but there is no law that was passed yet or in approval based on the idea. So the idea didn't change anything yet. Awareness campaigns in cans, let's start with international level, okay? Awareness campaigns in cans are not winning anymore. You need really to make an impact. You really need to make a difference. So leaving it to the awareness level is not gonna make you a winning idea. So for international level, this idea needs this law, this code to get approved. This law needs to be entering the Congress somehow. Politicians need to get some acknowledgement about it. The idea needs really to make an impact, right? It cannot be only, oh, we need to approve this. No, it needs to be approved. So you show that the campaign got the impact and the objective that they had was confirmed, right? In the regional level, in the local level, I think it's an interesting idea because we see a lot of ideas right now talking about the war in Ukraine. It's still talking about the war in Ukraine, and this one go to a slightly different subject using the war in Ukraine, but trying to protect a different group of people, and that can make it stand out a little bit amidst all the other ideas that are still talking about the war. It's not that the war doesn't deserve attention, of course it is, but I'm saying that it stands out a little bit because the cause and the fight is different here, right? In terms of craft, I'd say some other details like pay attention on the translation. When you see the people talking about the case, there are some mistakes there in English. I have an admiration for it. That's some things that are quite like literal translation that should be observed, like the people commenting, and make sure that not only people admiring the idea is going to make this strong. You need to get people that is involved with the law and politicians or other influential people in a country to comment on that. So if you don't have the result yet of the law passed and signed and approved, at least it's good to have some important influential people commenting on it to escalate it to a bigger level, and not just people saying, oh, that's cute, that's admirable, oh, I think this idea is nice. You need to take it to another level. For now, that's my overall comment. If I remember other details, of course, I will comment. But summing it up, no international power potential right now. I'd say local is the most powerful one. The idea is nice for a local level, but for regional and international level, then we will need a stronger result, in my opinion.
Thank you very much. I will ask the others if you have something to add, because I agree on this comment absolutely. What do you think? Maybe something else.
Yeah, I have something also. For me, the ending was missing, like this is strong ending. The design looks amazing, looks international. It's located in a really good spot, but I was missing to see some testimonial from that minority, like how this initiative helped them, or how now entering in these shelters, the experience it's different, or maybe it's not, so they need to keep fighting. But I think that you need to listen to them, because in the beginning you're just commenting the situation, but you don't know how they're feeling or the things that they suffer there, or now what improve in their lives. Or I don't know, because it's a really scary moment, and it's scary when you get to that place that everything is dark and you don't know what is happening to you there, that maybe it's better to be outside than inside. So I think that emotional part is missing.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mariana.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Do you have something to add? Maybe. If not, we can go further.
Yeah,
I would like to talk, so
Yeah.
if you don't mind. Like for me, I agree with all points that was raised here, but for me, I have a bit fundamental about the idea, because the idea itself needs to be auto-explained. If I'm walking, I cannot see anything. You have like a window, beautiful installation. We don't have like any kind of reference that you have a different like a side by side, or at least establish what you are doing. So we need to stop. We need to try to understand. Okay, maybe on the write down in Russian, you can you can read the explanation about the law and everything. But for me, it's so subtle. I cannot get anything. I know the topic is very sensible. It's difficult to try to talk and not, but I cannot. I try to understand this idea in so many ways, but I never was catch. And I since the beginning, and the storyteller, the case to study as well. For example, when you say that the community cannot be protected, what this means? So if I'm a gay person, I cannot enter because I don't have a sign say I'm gay, you know? So it is not clear for me how you make the not allowed entering the protection area or not. So for me, it's missing a lot of things. It's not clear. The idea is provocative. I like it, but I feel like it's not clear nothing. You establish the problem, the tension, but when you start to try to explain to me, I feel a bit forced and I don't have any understanding about anything.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Laura, maybe you
Can I also add something? So
of course, sure.
I think everyone's right. You need to have an ending. Awareness doesn't do well in competitions anywhere, just awareness. I like the metaphor of a war inside a war. It sounds completely bad, but I think it's a metaphor you can work on. But maybe you can add something to the ending. And I think the case structure, you kind of build a lot of tension at the beginning, right? It's very hard. And then when you go to the execution, it almost sounds a bit too peaceful. So it seems like nobody had an issue with the installation. Everyone was fine with it. Everyone took pictures inside. Maybe it's a bit too neat. Maybe you, so of course I would love to see testimonials from the LGBTQ people, but maybe I would love to see a testimonial of somebody enraged about it. I don't want this in my city. I don't know, to see a bit of conversation around it, maybe. So I think it needs to be noticed in the case. So you want people to know it really happened. It's not just something that popped up in the city and nobody noticed. It's something that actually stood out in the crowd. Maybe it helps.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think these comments are very interesting and valuable. And I like this idea. I think it's possible to manage something. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so, yeah, we go.
Where do I belong? These dark times of war and being forced to find shelter other countries made many of us discover a deep connection to our heritage. How did Etnodim manage to support all Ukrainians at home and abroad, regardless of how long it took them to journey to their roots? We asked Ukrainians abroad what weighs on their hearts. Having fulfilled the dream of seeing the world, they discovered how much they missed everything that made them Ukrainians, how much they missed home.
You feel like you're in a 5-star hotel, luxurious sheets. Everything is perfect, but all you want is to go back home to your bed. It may not be brand new, but it's where you feel truly comfortable.
Etnodim, with its mission to promote Ukrainian culture, decided to help rethink the familiar yet sometimes sad or seemingly boring things that Ukrainians once wanted to escape, and to show that it's never too late to return to their roots, to return to your shirt. Etnodim chose to not allocate a budget for paid media publications or targeted advertising. Published only on the brand's social media pages, the video celebrates Ukrainians who, despite numerous challenges, embraced their Ukrainian identity.
Ви спитаєте, who are you? Ви спитаєте, where are you from? Я скажу, я людина світу, яка більше за все хоче додому.
We took Ukrainians back to their childhood memories, revealing how something that once seemed dull can become something you deeply miss. We showed poignant shots of daily life in Kyiv. We dug into the archives and ran an investigation to find people from the photos and get their permission to publish, and showed the world a special shirt, similar to the one worn by the daughter of Ukrainian hetman Pavlo Skoropadsky. And it worked on everyone. On Ukrainians who have always had love for their home in their blood, and for those who have recently found their identity. For Ukrainians at home and those abroad, Etnodim managed to show that there is no right or wrong way to love your home, receiving thousands of touching and inspiring comments from Ukrainians around the world. While sales used to spike only around Independence Day or Vyshyvenka Day, this time Etnodim managed to create a wave of excitement without any big date coming up. Etnodim has become the voice of the Ukrainians who have just begun exploring their identity, and of those who want to pass on this rich heritage to their children.
Я хочу знати, про що цей хрестик. Хочу знати, звідки ця квітка. Хочу знати за бабцю і маму. Хочу все передати дітям. Хочу вишити все на серці. Стібочок за стібочком. Щоб звідусіль повертатись додому, в свою сорочку. Етнодім.
Yeah. Eduardo, have you seen it? Like it was possible to see for you to watch? Can you watch now the case?
I'm still
Because
watching it.
Yeah, because you had problems. Yeah. Maybe I will ask Rodrigo to start if you don't mind.
No, not at all. So again, start from the principle regional, globally or local. I think is local for, I think Edu raised good points about the globally and regional. You need to have scale. You need to have a kind of like a proofs about what you are doing. Is great ideas don't survive without being real and how to show it. Here, I see a really good insight. I see like a potential from strategies planning kind of categories, because for me, this is the strong on this piece of content. I don't see any, again, one more time. And again, I'm trying to add honest comments to add value, how to rethink what have, because again, is a good insight in a way to how in a situation like living abroad and you need to connect like emotion with these people. I think everything makes sense in the storytelling. But for me, again, is missing how to show this is true numbers. Now I'm bringing the Edu point for the first case study. For me, I think this is what make this, like I would like to see more numbers, reality, interactions, engagement, to allow me to make this, oh, these are real, this makes sense, and not just like a beautiful speech as a pitch to the client. So I think it's not a word itself in the way it is, but I believe we have a very beautiful, strong insight that if polished, maybe can come and prove with numbers engaged, can be something special.
Thank you very much. And I will ask Laura to add what do you feel about it?
So I totally agree. I think the craft of the case is something I can add on. I think it's a bit long and a bit, I don't know, it's hard to follow because, of course, it's long also. And I would remove the strategy and creative and parts of it. I think the story should sell itself in a maybe more entertaining way. I'm not sure this is the right word, but for a jury, when you see a lot of cases any type of jury, I'm thinking, even if it's local or international, you get a bit bored sometimes and you tend to skip to the idea. So maybe you can craft it a bit more around the idea, which I think is nice. I think it has local relevancy. It also needs some real numbers at the end. But for me, the casework is what needs to be worked on.
And can I ask you, Laura, what do you think, what category you would put it in? It's my question, actually.
So what category, in what?
Yeah, in what category you would submit?
In like direct, or this is what the question, or digital or social, or what? Or yeah, I don't know. Depends on the festival, I guess. I'm not sure if it really depends.
Okay, maybe Mariana, you will add your opinion.
Yeah, for me was because I watched it before and I needed to watch it like several times because there's a lot of information, and also in terms of craft, there are different styles of typography. So I think that they need to work a bit on that. The inside, it's very powerful. I think that all of us feel identified with it. We lived in several countries. We missed our homes. And so I think that inside it's very nice. I had to Google the brand because in the beginning I thought that it was about a suitcase because there were a lot of suitcases. So I needed to watch it again to understand, okay, this is a brand. So I think it's maybe important for the jury just to give a little bit of context of what is this brand means for the Ukrainian people and how, I don't know, how do you connect with people? So I think that would help a lot to understand it. And at the end, I think that because it's shared, it's easy to carry. So your country goes with you wherever you go. It doesn't matter if you're in the US or you're in a different country of in Europe. I think that message is really strong. So I would emphasize that. And of course about the results. And it's a social, for me, it's a social campaign. But I understood they did a lot of social things, the videos and the posts. So I think that it's a social for the social category. And the social category, you need to involve people talking about it, real, I don't know, influencers or content creators talking about it, or wearing the T-shirt in different countries. I think that you need to see how effective it was, and because we are talking about sales at the end, so it's important to see people, I don't know, walking in different places wearing the shirt, that it's beautiful, and I think that it's something that represents the culture.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Eduardo, please.
Yes, well, I didn't get the idea. I'm sorry, I don't have idea about what is it. Remember that the jury is watching 200, 500, sometimes 1,000 cases. They will not come back to play it again. The world is not fair when it's judging is happening, unfortunately. So if they don't get the idea, they will skip. So there is a lot of things that needs to be done here to craft, to reduce the case study. I agree with all the points here, in under 2 minutes, and make it more clear and objective. There are some things, even if I don't get the idea, there are some things that I put down as notes that I will recommend to change. This is not sounding as a Ukrainian case. Use your heritage, use your voiceover, use your people to do that. Now it's like an American accent. It's like another agency from outside Ukraine doing the case study. Don't do that. Use, if you're talking about culture, if you're talking about local problem, use your people, right? Don't do divisions like strategy, execution, results. This is from 15 years ago. Don't do that anymore. Don't differentiate. Tell a story in a flow that will connect these blocks without people noticing it, right? So remove those cards. There is one thing that they said in the VO, like, oh, the client decided to not put money on paid media and on TV. Please don't do that. First, you're saying your idea is weak. It's like, wow, I don't like this idea, so I'll only use this on social media. You know, if it was good enough, I would put it on TV. You know, I know that's not that, but people can think your idea was not convincing enough for the client to pay money enough to invest on it. So remove that part. Let's say we want for social media to try to get attention, blah, 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 blah. Don't say that part off. The client didn't want to invest on TV. That is a negative part you don't need to mention. I think that is what I have as notes. But again, if I don't understand the idea, it would probably not get my score, not even to be a winner in the local level. So that's my honest opinion on this one.
Thank you very much. Who want to add something to support maybe? Yeah. Okay, next. Thank you. Thank you very much. Keep waiting. We stuck.
Heat wave hits Europe. Temperature record, highest temperature in decade. Heat is hard. Temperature record, highest temperature in decade. Heat is harder on cities. Some citizens cope with it. Others, not so much. Worldwide Fund starts a movement, Drops of Life. Cities have countless sources of clean water, air conditioner condensation that simply drains away. The harder ACs work, the more water they produce. Apparently, distilled water. To help city birds survive a climate change, we designed a waterer. Apparently, distilled water. To help city birds survive a climate change, we designed a waterer.
For such a waterer, use a color close to natural. For such a waterer, use a color close to natural and a surface texture that imitates a branch. And definitely you should use eco-friendly materials, such as biodegradable plastic.
Connected to an air conditioner, it provides birds with water when they really need it. As a core of the movement, we've created an open-source platform with 3D models for printing, so anybody can enhance, support, and promote the project. Depending on the birds you see around, one can choose the size of the waterer to print out. We invited air conditioners producers so that you can order a waterer installment with your new air conditioner. And Drops of Life got sprinkled. They even rained. But this movement has just started and needs your support. Adding a drop, you make it flow.
Let's discuss about potential of this idea and level. Who wants to start? Please start.
I can start.
Yeah.
No,
Go ahead, Gota.
Okay, what wasn't clear for me is it is a prototype. Did they do it? Because I can see, like, I would love to see real installations of it, because in the result they talk about how many they print or they download, but I can see it in a real place, and also in which country, because well, I'm from Argentina. I lived also in Panama, so air conditions are something very common because the summer it's very long. But then I lived in Germany, and there air conditioners doesn't exist because summer it's only just 1 month and it's too expensive. So it wasn't clear for me where they launched it, just to give a bit credibility. And also at the end, we see it's a bird that it's not real. So it would be nice to end with I don't know, maybe a lot of images or a real bird drinking water from that installation. That's why I'm asking. I don't know if it's a prototype, or also I wasn't aware that it's. I always thought that it was like dirty water. I wasn't aware that you can drink it. But that's why I'm asking. I don't know if it's real, if they did it, because I can see a lot of brands that they work with it, but I don't know. And also the image of the installation, it's an image bank. So that's my question.
Thank you. And now, Eduardo.
I have the same comment. It's clearly looking like it's still a prototype. You have still videos that are put there as a placeholder with the interviewed scientist talking. It's weird. So of course I understand that is still in progress, right? There is one word that's said on the voiceover I would remove, because right away it proves that the team didn't go deep yet into the subject. And then let me say which one is. They say that water is generated from the air conditioning. And then the voiceover says, apparently distilled water. If you don't know what the type of water is getting out of the air conditioning yet, how can you provide this water to birds? So it's not studied yet, right? So you can't say apparently. You need to affirm, and firmly say, with distilled water coming out from the air conditioning, this can be served to birds, blah, 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 blah. You need to be convincing and affirmative, not questioning your own project. There is one project that was in Peru, I believe, 5 or 6 years ago, that got water from the air and condensed it, and the billboard served water for the neighborhood that didn't have the water. I think that was I'm not saying that it's the same idea, okay? I'm saying that one was for a bigger cause. It was like people were thirsty and they were serving the community, right? Here we are talking about the birds, and you need to be a little bit more convincing that the birds really, really need this water. Because now I imagine that if a bird's not seeing water in the city, they go to a lake or a river around the city and drink the water. So you really to elevate the tension. For now, it's not convincing that these birds are really thirsty, right? Any small river or little lake or even a muddle pot of water, it's already enough for them to drink. So the tension is not there yet. And then, yes, you need to prove you made it. You need to have real videos of the thing working with the birds coming, a lot of it in the windows to prove that people are doing this, right? If you're not going there, if you're going only for prototype, there is a category on innovation. There is early stage prototype. You can go there, and if you want to go there, you go there. But then you need to really, really to intensify the problem, show that the birds are not drinking around the city anymore. And this is a great, easy solution that anybody can have. And if you have the air conditioning company signing something that they will already give this together with the air conditioning, then you scale it up to make this more effective. So it's like, even if you don't have the prototype yet, but you're putting on the prototype category, if you have some company inserted in the case saying that there's a great project and you're going to sign together this to produce this in scale, then you get a point.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to add that maybe the idea is based on insight that in my house in Kyiv, pigeons are always around air conditioning. I have an air conditioning and they're always around. So it's like I think it goes from this point. So maybe they can play with this, that it's part, like pigeons are already part of this culture. So yeah. And Rodrigo, maybe you can add.
Yes. So the insight about the pigeon, I don't think is good, because pigeon is not like theoretically, at least in Brazil and Dubai and cities, is like they call rat with wings, right? It's not something that you want to have around. Even they put like spikes in walls to avoid they be closed and do a lot of mess. But for me, I think again, I agree with all points that was mentioned, but I really see, like, again, if it's possible to drink water from the air conditioner, so we found something so powerful in a moment that the world is facing so many restrictions and problems. And again, the outdoor, about, I think it was Peru or Ecuador that Edu was mentioned, that you have the outdoor that provide water for people that don't need to walk 10 kilometers to try to find water. This is the solution. So this is one angle, right? So if you be able to reuse the water that is produced by energy and, like, you know, like for rich people, and give for something else that cannot afford, okay, check it. But become similar with the outdoor. Another thing, if is, again, because we don't have a brand, become for me a B2B kind of initiative. That is not bad as well, because B2B is an angle that is no one use so much. But for me, is like, if you want to do something, you need to have the right question for the right reason. For example, I miss the brand. If it was a pedigree or a bird food that is doing, you know what? For now on, we are installed for free because we care about the all birds, not just your bird. You know, like you have a purpose. Now I feel it's like a student case trying to change the world and found something unique here and there. But again, have a different way to try to solve. But you need to find something. It's not about, it's hot, for example. If birds is like a bees, sorry, I'm not a specialist in birds, okay? So, but I'm trying to pretend I am. But if you have the bees problem that pollinize flowers, right? So we need bees. Without bees, the human, you'll be erased from the earth in 24 hours. So if you have something about, we need birds, and because this city don't have a rivers, don't have a nothing, and you need to attract birds, oh, I found a solution. You know, for me, it's find why you are doing that. Because again, it's brilliant. If this I can drink the potable like water from my AC, oof, I save a lot of things, money, help people, and so many other ways.
Yeah, okay, and Laura.
So I just listened, and I really agree. For me, it's the first thing is not clear what the brand that did this does. What does it do exactly? It's not clear for me, but I think the tension has to be upped. So the tension for the birds, actually, exactly. What is it? A missing link in the ecosystem if they disappear? Is it what happens? So, and why aren't they getting it somewhere else? And I think the word that you said, what was it? The apparently distilled water. I think that what the team tried to do that, because maybe Romanian is works in the same way, is the surprise that they discovered that it's actually distilled water. So maybe I think the point is great, but maybe rewarded because use another phrasing, because I think it is very surprising. So I don't know if someone in the call knew, but I certainly didn't know you could drink this water. And I think it is a very surprising finding. And something else, so it said somewhere in the case that you could look at what birds you have in the area and choose what device you want. I can't tell a pigeon from any sort of bird. from a hummingbird. I don't think many people can. I feel that there might be more. Maybe you could do a bit of a data project. So depending on the area where you're at, we recommend this because there are more whatever pigeons in that area. Maybe it would be something nice to add on it. I don't know if it works, but I don't know if people actually, they do an effort of ordering these. I don't know if it's not that big of an effort to know what birds like.
So thank you very much, Laura. My question is, what level is it? Like regional, international, local? What do you think?
So I think it depends how it plays out, because now it reads very much like a work in progress. And as the guy said, a bit of we are trying to save the world. We have this project. It's an idea made out of anywhere. I think if it shows real impact on the world, it can be in international festivals. I don't feel so. International festivals, or maybe regional festivals. International festivals, I feel like the innovation category is a very tough one, because we're competing against giant companies that innovate in the most inventive and very expensive ways. So I think it's a very tough category, but I think it might be a cool regional work, but you have to show the reality. Maybe, as Mariana said, maybe follow birds to see how it actually drinks from the water. Feel like it's real. For now, for me, it's just a creative idea and a cool example of what we can do.
Yeah, thank you. I feel that idea is not bad because we discussing it like very vividly, but it needs maybe to be absolutely redone somehow. That's what I feel from discussion. Thank you very much. Yeah, maybe we can go ahead.
Which one we should watch now?
Kostya?
Geez, no drama. It's just a fact.
Kostya,
The world is tired of hearing about Ukraine, but we don't have much choice. The less we talk about war, the less support we have. So, we need to grab the attention of millions with things the world doesn't want to hear. And we have zero budget for about the war. Geez, no drama. It's just a fact. The world is tired of hearing about Ukraine, but we don't have much choice. The less we talk about war, the less support we have. So, we need to grab the attention of millions with things the world doesn't want to hear. And we have zero budget for that. Maybe we should go to a world-scale event? Venice Biennale is the World Art Championship. Artists from all countries compete to gain press attention for their pavilions. And the Ukrainian pavilion is also there. There, I'm sure I've seen it. Aha, here we are. Far away from the entrance. That's another problem. No one knows where it is. How can we get people here? Oh, wait, what's that? Really? A bomb shelter right next to Ukrainian pavilion? How ironic. In Ukraine, knowing the nearest bomb shelter is essential. But if war comes to Venice, where would people hide? Let's show them the route to the nearest bomb shelter, through the Ukrainian pavilion, of course. Is one shelter enough for the whole city? Let's find more and create a map, just like people in Ukraine did when Russia attacked us with missiles. So, here is an online map of bomb shelters in Venice. And here is the touristic map. We're in the center of international tourism, right? In just 2 days, posters and maps flooded Venice, and the press took notice. The idea of the fragility of peace caught the press's attention, giving us both local and worldwide media coverage. See for yourself. As a result, the Ukrainian pavilion was filled with people discussing war, peace, and of course art. Mission accomplished. But wait, the topic got so hot that people from different countries started asking where the nearest bomb shelter in their city was. So, we created a guideline and spread it. The project took on a life of its own outside the Biennale and went viral throughout Europe. So what would you hide when Russia comes?
Yeah. Let's discuss the idea, the level, and Laura will start, if you don't mind.
Yes, I will. I figured that one out. Yeah. So I think this is a very interesting idea. I think the case wants to say very much information in a very tight frame. So it's hard to follow. It has a lot of tension. So you have, why are we there? Why are we in Venice? Oh, wait, it's an international event. But it starts from, we're talking about the war a lot. So for me, it really needs to tighten the narrative of the case, because I like the idea. I feel it's important, but what exactly was the goal and how did we get to the goal? So I think the gimmick is very nice. I think the international level is there, and you kind of see the scale. We need, as we talked about in the rest of the case, what are the results? What did we achieve with it besides the international awareness, as we saw in the ending? A bit more concrete. So awareness, as we said, I don't think it's just enough. But I think now we see a lot of different tensions all around, especially in the beginning. And it's funny, it's written in a fun tone of voice, but I don't think it's clear what the narrative is and what the original tension was or what they aim to do. I think it has potential, but for now, I think the craft of the case is a bit off.
Yeah, it's clear what you said. You said even international level. I had it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe Eduardo will add something.
I totally agree with Laura, and I like this one. Huh? It's a powerful one. It's I just came back from Venice from my birthday now this weekend, and if I see something like that there, it would surprise me. I think that it's a lot of information, like Laura said, and the voiceover seems like not to breathe. They're like I think now focus maybe and try to not have voiceover. If voiceover wasn't possible here, how many cards you would use and wait in with sound and sound design, right? To feel the power of the idea. I think the tension you could change here, because now you're making fun of it. Like, oh, everybody's talking about the war. Oh, another case about the war. And then you have like memes. Guys, it's a serious subject. I don't think that's it's a playful thing to do with memes, right? I think that you should like, it should be serious as the idea, right? So for me is everybody's talking about the war for 3 years in a row, right? But they are really talking about the war. I think that the tension should be that maybe the attention to solve this war is being forgotten because it's already 3 years there, right? You see ideas around the war. You see still some news here or there about the war, but nobody's solving it, and the attention is going down. So it seems now that everybody's talking about Gaza, and this war is being forgotten. So maybe the tension is this war is being forgotten, and you need to call attention from the media again. So they point the attention, the cameras there, they go there, so the war can be ended. I think it's a PR idea. Since you don't have the budgets, you don't have the money to do anything, it's like you need to have some the global attention into something surprising. So you used a big moment of a very touristic place, the Biennial, where millions of people were going around, to grab the attention to people back to the war that was forgotten. For me, this is the big tension, right? And how you did it, it's like, wow, amazing. There is a shelter here, and people can protect themselves, but this is the way you would feel if you are there. So you're putting on the people's skin how it's tense and how it's crazy to live within a war. And then you need to make something else, because only a folder and posters will not show the scale of it. I think the shelter itself with people around that, amazing. But I would try to work with news. You really need to find out who covered it, who talked about it in the blogs, in the websites, publications, TV news. And if they didn't talk about it yet, go and fight for it. Get your content. This is what happened this last Biennial. Please help us cover it. You need to put this on TV. You need to send this everywhere. You need people talking about it. Because if it restrains only to the people that were there and only people that received a folder and a poster, then you're losing a brilliant, beautiful idea. So it has a international potential, but if you don't take it to international PR, then you lose all of it. So that's the challenge and that's the fight for this idea.
It's so great, comment you made. Thank you very much. I just feel it's so useful what you said. I think it's possible to do it. And thank you very much. I feel your energy. Rodrigo, what do you think?
So I agree too, and I'm happy that we are not in any jury room, because the idea will die, and I really love this idea. I think this idea is fantastic, but again, it's so complicated. For example, the way to how you hack the weakness, the problem, to leverage for good idea is brilliant. Again, it's brilliant. It's so nice. It's fresh. It's like it's like a play against the odds. So this is brilliant, but you don't help it, how to extend and solve. For example, what is the objective? Notice in what way? I have millions of ways. Maybe you can even partner with Google, because you start to do this Google Maps to figure out the next closer bunker. So even you can close and create live stream of real bunkers that's happening in Ukraine. Again, I have so many ways to really for me is missing. Even the tone of voice that's kind of funny is a very serious topic. But again, we are seeing something that's so fresh and good creativity that we are just say good things here. But I think is the kind of idea that you need to do 10 case studies to figure out the best way to tell this story and figure out maybe 5 different ones for different categories. But again, I love it. It's one that making me whoa. And luckily we have this session to try to make correct, because deserve it. Have a huge international potential, this idea.
Wow, thank you very much. And Mariana, maybe you can add some tips. I don't know. What do you think about tone of voice? That's my question.
No, the tone of voice, I think that they need to change it, because it's amazing, the inside, it's amazing. Also, it's really ironic that the next to the Biennale, that it's a bank. So there are a lot of information that it's real. So it needs to sound real. And for me, really, everything goes really, really fast. And there are a lot of interesting things that the first time that I watched it, I messed it up. So I think that it's important to rework, but it's something that all of us, we got the same energy when we saw it. I said, yeah, it's a really good idea. What a pity that they didn't figure it out, that could happen in a jury session, and they don't have the time to do this talk. I think that they need to rework, and the tone of voice. Also, at the end, the message, I think that it needs to be like a strong message. It's not a joke. That could happen in any city. So be aware of it. Know where it's your nearest shelter. I think that needs to be more is strong about it, and serious. Definitely the voiceover, it's not the correct one, and the part of the funny part, I will remove it also. And also, I don't know who is behind this idea, because in the beginning I thought that it was about a cultural thing to promote Ukrainian culture, and I don't know, to create spaces where you can protect, to talk about anything. You can be safe and talk about different stuff. So at the end, I don't know who who is involved in that, who is promoting this, or who is like helping you. I don't know if it's the government, if it's an NG. That was the thing that I was missing.
It's a good point. Thank you very much. Yep.
I have one more thing to add, because I think it's really the case that you should make a lot of more cases and see what works. If the guys that are behind it are hearing, I think it's important to not be afraid to drop things if it doesn't work, because when we're stuck in an idea, we want to say everything that happened and every thought we had. Sometimes not all thoughts should be expressed. So if you have a lot of information, maybe just pick the ones that work for the case.
Yeah. The good news is the idea is there. So that's amazing. I think everyone agrees that this is a good idea. So I feel it too. Yeah. Thanks. Costa, how next one will be called? What is it? Let's tell us the name. No.
Can you hear us, Costa? Costa.
But today, that same land is the most heavily mined in the world.
Lena.
It's the honey one.
We're asking how it's called, this idea. What is it?
Minefield Honey.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay, go. Let's go.
Who produce nearly half of its agro production. But today, that same land is the most heavily mined in the world.
Agriculture is collapsing, revenues are collapsing, people are just getting poorer and poorer.
70% of small farms lost income. Farmers can't afford to demine their fields.
It's scary when we're working in the fields, it's scary on the way back.
Lots of fields remain dangerous. People can't work there. But someone else can. Presenting the Minefield Honey project, using drones and bees to safely reclaim abandoned minefields for honey production. After 2 years, the Minefield Honey became a sustainable business model for farmers, helping them earn from minefields to fund demining. Ukrainian farmers received access to a special seed mix capable of growing in unfavorable conditions. Specially designed beehives, where one side welcomes bees, the other warns humans to stay away. Free Minefield Honey trademark rights and partnership with distributors. The exclusive honey got the exclusive price. The cost of demining a field is divided by the number of honey jars collected from that field, resulting in a unique price per jar for that specific field. Honey became a fundraising tool for Ukraine's official fundraising platform, United 24. Distribution takes place through retail in the EU, bloggers, influencers, and auctions. Exclusive honey has even become an ingredient for special products, boosting the farmer's profit even more. Vasil is the first farmer who has demined his land.
Так, заміновані поля заробляють на своє розмінування.
The source of danger became a source of money for humanitarian demining of its land. This is how mined fields can be used again, to sow seeds of hope for people.
Thank you very much. I will ask Rodrigo to start, if you don't mind, discussion, the idea, the level.
Yes, again, I really like the first thing I suggest is like when you have a good idea is to try to look similar ideas to see what is similar to avoid to be killed. For example, FCB 3 years ago, I don't remember exactly the year, but did the Budweiser or the beer, how to support farmers that try to make like more organic, and no one do it because take time and a lot of money. So they kind of sponsor these things. The idea is not the same, but I'm just saying like the angle and how to build can be a huge learning from that. My first question and problem is this is a brand of the honey. This is like an initiative NGO that's provide and support people that cannot take care of the land or make money on the land. So I don't know. I didn't understand. I think this is like something that is the most more important. So we need to establish. I understood the problem. I understood the solution. I think it's smart. I think you have a nice even media. I see this is a beautiful media that you like be careful, and the same way this is the right thing. I love the exchange, the commerce that you provide, the price related on this. So for me, have a lot of good and right things the case, but the basic thing about, again, who is the brand, who is what, like for me it's just missing easy things for I land and don't waste time on over thoughts, because it becomes difficult.
Yeah, thank you very much. Eduardo, what you can add?
Yeah, I like the idea. I saw this last year. So my question is, Costa, what is the difference in between this one and last year? You're submitting again the same idea. Is there a progress here?
To tell the truth, I don't want to have this privilege to comment, because, but yes, there is a different mechanics. So, and if last year we tried to make it more like a PR initiative, so this year it's more about concrete and farmers and like specific fields that will be demarcated.
Mm-hmm.
So
for
it's a
me,
kind of the scale of the project. It's a continuation.
And it's more clear for me now what the idea is about. And I still like it. So it's showing that you're supporting farmers that can't go in their own land because it's with mines. So they send the bees there to create the honey that they can sell, and use this honey as some type of income. So I think that's a really nice and beautiful idea. When you get into the partnerships with other drinks, for example, I think that is still in work in progress, because I can see that's a 3D thing there. I think you should show reality. So you should show that this brand it's partnering with the cause. If you have someone, the CMO, or someone representing the brand, saying this honey, the honey used on this project is used on our drink, and we are very, very happy to support the cause. You need someone talking about it to see that the partnership is real. I cannot see that, and the results, I think, showing one single farmer saying, and he is the first one, it can be seen as negative. Sometimes people will see that's the only one. So, or you don't put him there, or if you put him, I would say this is the first of many, and then you show the others that partnered with the project. In a mosaic, you don't need to go for their VO again, but you start with one and then you zoom out and you see others that are within the project, at least if they are not there yet, but they are starting to talk to you and starting to do this, to give it a volume. Because if you're showing only one, people might think that's the only one. So I think it's a beautiful idea. I like it a lot, and I think that's it's promising and has international potential.
Thank you very much. And Laura, you knocking so well, so maybe.
Yes. So I know, of course, this idea from the other year, and I love it. And I love the fact because I'm seeing it transformed from a PR idea, right? So what the case last year was about more or less sort of a PR honey that people used to talk about the war, and I'm seeing it transform into an actual business model. So I think this is great, and I think it needs to be a bit more clear in the case. So maybe not all the people, of course, know the idea from last year, but I think it's really cool that it's not just a PR stunt or something you can use for, I don't know, one honey jar. And I think it's a real model for these farmers. So I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah. And Mariana will finish the conversation because Mariana knows the case. And that was the case where the jury recommended to change the music. So that was that the thing. So Mariana, about you.
And also the bio, I think that they changed the bio. I really like how it looks now. Before it was more about the design, and now I like it that you don't talk too much about it. That it's more about that. It's not just we create this incredible thing that in one side protect people, on the other side the bees can work on them. So I think it's really good, and I like the results, the potential of this idea, and I agree with all of them. I think that if you, Costa, adjust those things, it's a really good winning.
Yeah. Okay.
And I would put this on commerce. I will put this on B2B. Right? It's like try to find the small aquariums when you can put a big fish.
Костя, записуй все. Write it down.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. That's great advice. Yeah, Kostya, what is the next one? How it's called? The title?
Not sure about the name, but I will send Eduardo the link. So
okay,
no worries.
Okay, let's proceed. Okay.
I am especially moved by how naturally and authentically the completely forgotten and underappreciated tradition of ehokania has been woven into the present.
This all helps bring this tradition out of a very local environment and transform it into a nationwide phenomenon, because these are important things. This is the nature of human communication.
I feel like I want to start asking Rodrigo about the kids. It looks like.
Man, I really like it. I think like humor more and more start to become something important in our world and in our festivals as well. I think this one, like again, catch like all important things from the idea. Like is a kind of like for example, I will say something, but I don't have the result. This is again one of the critic to try to improve. But again, skills that can become easily viral. So if this is the case, how many people share or talk and use it? Because you have like this kind of like AI that you can start to talk and communicate. Really, I think I will start to give my comments, use this language. Yeah, I hope you guys can understand that I'm saying it's a really good one. But for me, again, case studies is not just about the idea, but how you tell the story, right? How you put for the right category. So I think this one as well is another good competitor that you guys just need to figure out what are the right categories and build from that. But I love it. I think I have the all ingredients for make people enjoy, laugh, and again, cultural insights. So this is the easy category that no one can deny. So like you bring proud from the product, from the country, from the everything. Anyway, it's really nice. You can even create a commerce platform that people can say and become the influence of the brand. Say this everywhere. Anyway, I really like this.
Thank you. And Eduardo, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. I really like this one. It's going to be so much bigger than this. I think we have work to do here, guys, because there's a powerful audio idea. I would focus on audio, right? And then it should be something more than when you start saying that this is a traditional thing. It's amazing. You have some production value when you have this commercial shot. But I think now you need to add more layers, like Rodrigo was saying. Maybe like the dictionary. I love that you have a dictionary, but how do we access that? I think so. You need this website where you have a QR code or something, or when you take a picture of the yogurt, right? It goes to the dictionary where you have these two characters and you have them saying what you type or something like this, So you type like you prompt when you prompt for artificial intelligence. So, I want to go home. So you type and then you see what they say. So you have we have the sentences, you have the words, you have the sounds for people to learn. And then you have challenges. Okay, so you send an audio to a friend. They need to understand that. They need to send it back. You can send audio WhatsApp audios. You can have like augmented reality audio. So when you listen to this, you see what they are saying. You can have promotions around it. So you have like a time on the supermarket, and you have sentences that are said every hour. If you know what they say, you get a 50% discount or something like that. So people will start to learn the dictionary, to learn the things, to come to the supermarket, to try to translate what they are saying, to get deals. You have commercials on TV, and you have every commercial a new line. People are saying something, and singing something. People that knows what they're saying, they come directly to the supermarket and they get their product. Or maybe you record like what they're saying on TV, on your social media, and then you post it, and if you're the first one to make it right, you receive a package of the yogurt at home. There's thousands of things that you can do with this idea. Don't lose the opportunity because you have a great, great international potential here.
Thank you. And Mariana, you need to sing now.
I love it, and what I like about this idea, it's edgy because the craft is really good, and at the same time it's classic. So I love when you can combine those things, that you can show traditional things in a cool way, because what is important is that young people start using it and to bring it back and to be part of the culture. So I love what Eduardo said, that to start using this as to give promotions and to give like more life. When I saw it, I immediately connected with the one that won last year, that it was the song that to check your ears, that it was a song with jokes, with missing words, and I think that it has that power because it's something new, and I also think that humor it's back. That I'm happy of that also, and it's important to see like because there are a lot of like serious cases, and suddenly when you see something like that, when you're a jury, it's like, yes, they're bringing some humor here, and you enjoy it a lot, and I like it, and I think that it has a lot of potential.
Thank you, Laura.
So I love this. I think even the case can be even more funny because it's a fun idea. And 1 second. And I think international juries love this kind of really cultural, local flavor. So this is very good. And about what Eduardo said, I think it could be an amazing radio project. So I don't know, do a news broadcast just by this, or do something on radio. It's a cool environment and nobody's using it anymore.
Yeah, good idea. I think it's possible to add some radio here. Thank you very much. And
one last thing. I wouldn't call this cultural revives culture. I would call this.
Exactly. Use
That's
it
the
in
name
the
of the
case.
project. I just put it here on the chat.
Wow, good idea. Thank you. It's very expensive word. Thank you very much. Great. Congratulations, guys, who made it great. Yeah, and what else you have? Thank you. Eduardo, what do you think about the level, the potential?
Okay, so first of all, I think it needs to be explained what honey is, because I thought it was something related to honey, the liquid from bees. I don't know what is the product, so it should be shown what is this in the very beginning, right? It's a box of chocolate. I don't know. I think that the potential here, it's not as big, because it seems a little bit gimmicky for me when I saw it. It's like, okay, if I scan this, I will listen to a little song, and it can be playful for some of the kids, but it doesn't change my spirit related to Christmas. It doesn't touch me enough in a big way to change my Christmas time. You know, it's like just scanning a packaging to listen to music. There is so many ways to listen to Christmas songs. Just put a playlist on Spotify and I listen to Christmas songs, right? So that is not a very new technology here, or something that would surprise me to have that wow effect. That say, wow, that's amazing. I would love to do more. So for me, it sounds like a beautiful, nice local idea, not more than that, because I feel that the technology is not new enough, the surprising effect is not big enough, and it's not that emotional for me. I'm sorry about that, but that's my honest opinion.
Yeah, of course. Mariana, can you add something? What do you feel about it?
I can.
Yeah.
My computer wasn't working. I think that, yeah, I have seen this before. The category that maybe I think that it's more close, it's like design, packaging or design. And yeah, they need to, because if you are not from Ukraine, they need to explain what is the brand about, and also because it's what I see, it's like really, it's like an elegant thing. Like also the typography of the supers, I would change, work on a bit on that, and I think that, yeah, I don't know if it has like this international level, this impact, like, wow, they're creating music with but for a local or regional level, it could work. But because in the beginning they're talking a lot about this emotion, Christmas moment and the war, and you want to connect when when your title, it's missing that part at the end, how this product affect the Christmas or change the Christmas, even it's in a really hard moment. That part was missing, like the human part was missing for me.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. And Rodrigo, what do you think?
Yes, I agree too. I think like watching the case give me the feeling like the only category or chance possible is like local and design or crafted in a bit way. But I feel the purpose again. For example, if you, I'll give example here just to try to brainstorm kind of possible solution because maybe deserve a try because what is missing is the key. I think Mariana just mentioned the human part, and I completely agree. Imagine this, for example, because the way I understood, Eduardo is right, because I don't know what's honey. But what I understood was the most elegant design brand that do something very nice and try to reach in an emotional way, even in the war moment, the consumers, correct? This was what I take out. So for me, in case you have this fancy, amazing brand and start to ask for the consumers, their lover brands, what connect you with the most love moment? What's the music of your father and kids? I don't know. What's your sound or what you listen when you remember when your kid come to life? I don't know. And you create a tailor-made design based on that. What in this case I can use, I found a reason for that. But why I do that? Like Coca-Cola did these wave effects to create sounds and things, but have another purpose. For me, it's like, why I'm doing that? Why I'm scanning that? So you are trying to force me to believe I need to go to buy a special box that's beautiful or not, but it's beautiful design. And I need to do that. So maybe to do that in e-commerce, I need to have something back. For me, it's like is a big formula equation, but I don't have a equal nothing. I become more lost when you go into the end when we start to build, you know?
Yeah, thank you. And I will ask Laura if you see potential how to improve it for maybe regional level or local level. What would you?
So agreed. I think it's a design idea. I think it's beautifully done, which is nice. I think the tensions in the beginning don't really help. So what you have is fancy pastry, right? This is the product, a fancy crafted pastry, which you get, and most of the times you the pastry is the hero of your experience. But maybe what the brand does is create an experience, a Christmas experience around it with the most favorite song of the holidays that comes from the packaging, from a thing you rarely notice maybe because the goodness is on the inside, and you create a Christmas experience altogether, not just with the pastry, which is amazing, but with the beautifully designed packaging that gives you a nice experience, and maybe play more into the gamification part. So you're reimagining being a child and playing with something like a music box. Maybe this might help, but again, I think it's most tops on the regional level.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your opinions. Costa?
Costa is watching like 78 other case studies right now. He's not listening to us.
He's in McDonald's, so maybe
he's not even seeing us. Like if we do movements like his. Now I got his attention. Costa, are you there?
The Happy Meal is coming.
Yeah. I think he has some problems.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, yeah, for my internet connection is really bad. It's really bad. Yeah, I think we've done with cases, and thank you guys for your like comments. I mean, and people in the chat, they enjoyed, and I think your comments were really valuable.
Very useful.
because
Actually, very useful. That's amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I believe that all these cases, they will be improved, and they will, they will perform much better than for now, for example. So thank you for your time, for your dedication, and this great discussion.
Great to meet you guys. It's great to participate and help. And I'm thankful as well for the discussion. We always get out of here better. We learn with others. We listen to the other opinions. So it's always a great discussion. Thanks for inviting. And I hope everyone has a great week ahead.
Great. It was joy to listen to your comments. Interesting. Thank you very much.
And good luck, guys. Good luck. We want a lot to listen that you guys are winning there. That will be great news for us, for all of us.
If you will be in jury, you know what to do, guys.
No pressure.
Don't hesitate.
I thought this was the main reason for inviting us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all for your time and support Ukraine. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Дуже дякую.
Thank you so much.
Дуже дякую.
And
До свидания.
but the lead thing